Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today we are having the topic security in contemporary world, and our subtopic today is cooperative security. As you came to know about the traditional notions of the security, in which we dealt with the internal as well as the external threats of the security. Likewise, in the non-traditional security, we dealt with two aspects of the security, that is the human rights as well as the global security. And in the third topic, that was new source of threat, in which you came across the human rights, the health epidemics, the migration, the global poverty. Likewise, you came to know that we are having a number of issues which can be resolved by means of cooperation rather than confrontation. So today's topic we announce here is the cooperation or cooperative security. In the cooperative security, there we need the cooperation rather than confrontation. And several issues of the globe, at the global level, at the international level, can be resolved by means of trust, by means of faith, by means of the tools, the mechanism to be devised, in which the countries will sign the treaties, the countries will resolve the issues by means of proper understanding rather than confrontation. Force can be used to curb terrorism or to enforce the human rights, but it cannot be used to avoid the poverty or to curb the poverty or to curb the migration or to curb the refugee movements. Likewise, the health epidemics cannot be resolved unless and until the countries at global level will not have the mutual trust on each other. So, to reach the Millennium Goal, cooperation is needed to redress the problems of poverty, to redress the problems of migration, to redress the problems of refugees or the epidemics. These cooperation can be of several types, that is, it is either bilateral, or it should be the regional level, or it should be at the national level, or it should be at the continental level, or at the global level. And several agencies, that is the international organizations like our what we call this United Nations organization, or the International Monetary Fund, or World Health Organization, these organizations can play the role for the cooperation, as these are being funded by all the governments, all the members of the United Nations General Assembly. So these can curb, these can meet the challenges which are faced by the global community. It may also include a number of NGOs like Amnesty International, like Human Rights Watch, like Red Cross Society, like charitable foundations, like trade unions, like churches, and these are religious as well as the social as well as the social development organizations. The several personalities, the international personalities like Nelson Mandela, like Mother Teresa, they have played a great role in order to resolve the international disputes at the global level. The force can be used as the last resort to curb the to curb the atrocities of the government. The force can be used against the governments which kill their own people, or or ignore the devastation of their own people who face the poverty, who face the diseases, or who face the natural calamities. Force can be used against those countries which promote the violence or which harbor the terrorism. Now, non-traditional security is ensured by cooperation rather than confrontation. To reach to the goal, we know now the cooperation is most needed or most authentic tool in the hands of the international organization, in the hands of the countries to promote the values, to promote the core values of the nations as well at the global level, as well at the regional level, and as well as in the continental level. The another subtopic of the day is Indian strategy to promote its security. Just you know that India got its freedom in the year 1947. Since its independence, it faced both the traditional as well as the non-traditional threats. To control or to curb these threats, India has devised a mechanism which is based on the four components which vary from time to time. These components include, number one, is the strengthening of the military capabilities. Since India got its freedom on 15th of August 1947, since then it has fought several wars. It has fought war of 1947-48 with Pakistan. That war, after that, it has fought another war with Pakistan in the year 1965. Thereby, India fought another war, that is the war of Bangladesh, in the year 1971. After that, another war was fought between India and Pakistan in the year 1999, or what we call the Kargil War. These wars, also India fought a war in the year 1962 with China. These wars made India to improve its military capabilities. As such, India know that its South Asian neighbors or the nuclear adversaries like China and Pakistan. So India tried to have its own, for its own national interest. India made nuclear tests of Pokhran in 1974 as well as in the year 1998 for giving the logic or justified its stand of national interest, The second component of the Indian strategy is to strengthen the international norms as well as the international institutions. The first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, supported decolonization as well as the disarmament. He also supported for the Afro-Asian solidarity. Likewise, he accepted the UN as a platform whereby the international disputes can be resolved. As such, he supported the non-discriminatory and non-proliferation regimes whereby there will have the equal rights and the equal obligations for the international community to represent themselves. As such, he supported also whereby these nuclear weapons of mass destruction can have a good respect. Weapons of mass destruction in which we have the chemical weapons, the biological weapons, as well as the nuclear arms. He also argued for a fair and the trusted world division, in which he favored the new international economic order. Another example of it is that he favored the non-alignment moment whereby he kept away from both the power blocks and did not like to indulge in the affairs of other nations where there is not the need of other nations. He kept away from these nations. So India also promoted, India also signed the Kyoto Protocol, in which 160 signatories signed that they will respect for the greenhouse, they will reduce the greenhouse effect, they will reduce the greenhouse effect and to check the global warming. So in order to promote the international or institutions or the norms of the international institutions, India gave its full support. The number third is the internal security. India, since its independence, has faced several traditional wars. The internal wars, that is the war in Punjab in 1984, and in Jammu and Kashmir we have seen the militancy. Likewise, and in Nagaland, in Mizoram, in Manipur, these states tried a lot to secede from the Indian territory. But the Indian diaspora, the Indian leadership promoted the democratic ways in order to promote the political negotiation, in order to promote the bilateral negotiations with these regional organizations to keep Indian integrity and solidarity possible. Likewise, the fourth thing which we can here cite as an example or as a component of the Indian strategy towards the global security is the India's economic growth. Dear students, as you know that India has made several attempts to reach to the Millennium Goal. But still India is a developing country and India is trying to reach to the apex of the economic growth. As you know that India has sought for the parliamentary form of democracy where the people elect their governments after every 5 years. So the democratic setup of India has made the political governments under pressure to increase the economic growth of their own country in order to get big support from the people of India. So this is all about this security in contemporary world. In the next chapter, we shall discuss the globalization. Till then, have a good day. Thank you. Have a nice day.